Hello everyone, my name is Oskar Novoa. I am 33 years old. I'm originally from Lima, Peru, and I moved to the US when I was 18 in 2001, right before September 11th. Great timing. I lived in Seattle for 12 years, and 3.5 years ago, I moved to Dallas, Texas, where I live with my partner and fiance, Ryan, who is amazing, and I have one dog right there, Bradley Cooper, and this other dog right here, Diego, and a cat named Athens. Um, I'm doing this video because I just need to vent, and therapy is the best thing to do, but to drive to the psychologist, and all of that is just, sometimes I feel like she doesn't get me. So I've been a little bothered since Sunday for what happened, and there's a lot of acts of terrorism in the world that I know happen every day, and I am very, very sad and sympathetic about that. I think this just hit close to home because I moved here from Peru because I wanted to live in a place where I felt accepted and a more liberal and a place where people tolerate people better no matter you know what you do, what you look like, religion, gender, color, hair color, whatever. I always thought that the US was really accepting, and for the last few years I feel like we're going backwards. I grew up in a very Catholic country in Peru, in Lima, and being gay is terrible down there. And it was for me growing up. Kids were really mean to me in school, really, 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 really mean. Every day was an insult. Every day I had to deal with that, and I obviously I'm over it. I don't blame anyone for anything. It actually made me stronger, and I I was able to endure that. And I just think I don't understand why people think that we just choose this lifestyle. Being gay is not easy, being different is not easy, and it's a battle that you have within yourself, especially when you're young, and it's really hard. It's really hard when people are mean to you about it, and you have no one to talk to, and you just feel so helpless and alone, and you just and I understand, kids can be mean, and I get it, but when you're a kid and kids are being mean to you, you don't think kids are just kids. You just think, just you just feel so misunderstood, and I felt misunderstood. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I couldn't tell my sisters or my parents that I was gay. I grew up with a Catholic mother, and my dad is a Seventh-day Adventist, and I have two older sisters. One lives in Seattle, one lives in Peru. My parents are divorced, and as long as I can remember, they fought always, all the time. And I don't want to judge them because I know it's hard being married, and it's hard when you have issues, and I'm sure it's even harder when you have kids. But I grew up seeing people fight all the time, every day. It was an argument, and I just think I don't know. I just couldn't tell my parents. All in Peru is like it's better to be a thief than gay. They just don't. They think gay people are disgusting and they should die, and people just say really, really, really mean things. So I just didn't have anyone to talk to, and that's why I moved. After I turned 18, I was like, came out to my parents. They didn't go very well, so I decided to leave. I felt not accepted, and I don't regret it. I think it was the best decision I could make. I am very happy here. I've been very happy for the last few years. But I think what happened on Sunday really took a toll on me because I felt that, I don't know, I just don't feel safe anymore. I'm so afraid of, even going to a bar or a gay bar, or even being in public and being myself. I'm not the most butch person in the world, and I always have a battle within myself that I always try not to, I don't want people to assume right away that I'm gay, even though it's obvious, because in Peru, I would be always so afraid of that. I didn't want anyone to know, and I would always be being quiet. Every time we would go to a party, I would just be quiet the whole night. I was so shy. I was so afraid of, being who I was. And now I hate that I have to go feel that way. And I know I shouldn't let anyone make me feel that way. But after what happened, and to read the comments, hateful comments from people, here, even in Peru, people were saying, finally, someone killed those fags. Put them all together and burn them together. I hope they all die of AIDS. And just to hear all of these comments, it just, really takes a toll on you. And no matter how far away you stay from the TV or social media, you can't help but to be affected by it, and to feel that, like people don't have compassion. I don't like certain group of people. I don't like, whatever. But I have to coexist with everyone, and I keep whatever is within myself out of respect to other people's way of living. It's not my job to judge anyone, and especially when people use religion, to judge. I just don't understand what kind of God they have. At least the God that I know is a compassionate God. God is not hateful. God doesn't, and God will judge me. If I was wrong, whenever He comes back, I'll be the one that is judged. I don't need another human being judging my style of living, or me living the way that I want to be. I'm gay. I'm happy to be gay. I'm not gonna go back to pretend to be straight and be afraid. And I just hate that they're making me feel this way. And I've been so sad and angry and disappointed and mad and blah, all these emotions in my head for the last 2 days. And I hate that. And it's not just not just because it was a gay attack. Obviously, hit close to home when it's a gay club where gay people go to gay clubs to feel safe and be themselves and dance and be crazy and whatever in a club. We're in a closed square. We're not on the streets being all crazy. They're in the club where they felt safe. And it's just scary. That could have been me. That could have been my friends. That could have been me and my fiance in the bar. And just because some person doesn't like it or understand it, it's just gonna grab a gun and kill 50 people and wound 50 more. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. And I know people are crazy in the head, but I just don't get it. And it just makes me really sad. It makes me feel that people are losing their humanity and just using religion or whatever their agenda is to just be hateful and kill. And it happens too often in every country in the world. I think obviously we pay more attention to it because it happens in the US, but I know it happens everywhere. And we just have to be, as cheesy as it may sound, come together and just be fair to other human lives, and just be more compassionate. And I feel we're losing that. I feel like we're not progressing, we're regressing, we're going backwards. And I just don't get it, and it makes me really sad. And it's just like, I hate feeling this way. I've had this knot in my stomach for the last 2 days, and I hate that someone, one person, does this, and it affected so many people. The families and friends of the people that were murdered. I can only imagine. It's just like, and and these people reading this awful comments online, because they're obviously gonna read it sooner or later, and to see that kind of response from other human beings is just so I don't know. And the people that use God to say these things, I just don't understand. I'm like, do you think God would approve of your message of hate and it's just, so yeah, it's just, it's been a tough 2 days, and we need to pray for them, but we need to act, and we need to, I don't know. I don't know what we can do, honestly. They talk about a gun reform. I'm not a political person at all, so I'm not gonna get into that. But if it's too easy for someone to just grab a gun and buy it, just regulate it a little bit. I'm not saying take away guns from people, but regulate it. Something has to. I mean, if this person had some background and he was being investigated, how was he able to get a gun? I just don't understand. Um, and this happens everywhere, shootings in school, shootings in bars, shootings in other countries, and it's just like it's become like, and it's just almost like normal, it's just, and it's just so sad. And I'm not saying, and not because of what happened in Orlando, and because it was gay people, it's just in general, humans are just becoming, I don't know what we're becoming. I remember a comment from Ryan's, my partner's, my fiance's grandfather. We were leaving his house, and he just looked at us and he's like, hey, you know what, like, I'm glad that we're not gonna live in the world that you guys are gonna live in, 20, 30 years. And, our nephews and nieces, the world that they're gonna live in is just gonna be so different, and it's getting so bad, and it's just scary. Maybe I'm being overly dramatic. I am dramatic, I'm very sensitive, I guess. But, I just, things are just progressively getting worse, and it's not getting better. We are not getting better. So, I mean, personally, I don't know what to do. I can't donate. I donated money. I just, I really don't know what to do. Should I join an organization? Should I, I can't go out preaching and fighting people. You know what I mean? But I just think everyone should live their life and be able to be who they are and live who they love and just be their true self without feeling so afraid and feeling so rejected, because it's a really awful feeling. It's really, really sad. I'm 33 years old now, but when I was, growing up, it was just so hard. And thank God I was a strong person, you know what I mean? But so many people have committed suicide because of issues like this, and not just being gay, just being different. We just can't accept that someone else is different than us. And I'm not saying I'm no better. I'm sure I've judged someone for the way they looked or whatever, and it's just so unfair of us to do that, and we just have to be better at that. Be better at being more accepting of what. If someone wants to have purple hair, if somebody wants to have 3 boobs, if somebody wants to be whatever, it's just like we need to just everyone, we're all children of God. I do believe in God. I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I do believe there's a God, and I do believe we're in this world all together to coexist. We don't have to accept everyone's way of life or understand it, but just don't go to great lengths to hurt people just because you don't understand. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their life is like. You're not the only one in pain. There's many, many people in pain, and that's what people need to understand. You're not the only one suffering. We're all surviving in this world. Every day is a survival, and we need to be compassionate and love each other, and that's the only way we're gonna be able to grow.